Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Sunday, December 4th slate of NBA action. Man, I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have a pretty decent slate of NBA action today. I think we've got like 7 games, maybe 8 games, something along those lines. But we do have a full video, so I don't want to waste any more time. We are currently on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me. So much more than you guys will ever know. A lot of you guys are going to be here for the giveaway. So we are going to be doing our 9,000 subscriber giveaway as of today. So once again, thank you guys seriously so much for the 9,000 subscribers. I mean, that's truly just never something that I could have thought that I would ever achieve. And so the fact that I'm at 9,000 and still constantly growing, despite going through this really rough patch, seriously, guys, thank you guys for everything. I really can't, really can't thank you guys enough. But we'll go ahead and touch into the giveaway towards the end of the video. We do have to do our normal recap, plays, stuff like that before we get into it. So we will do a quick recap as of yesterday. 1 and 2 day. I will, one of the losses I will say was, was very justified, and we'll talk about it. But we did have our kill shot play of the day. Julius Randle over 32.5 PRAs versus Mavericks at -110. This might have been the most brutal beat of the year, and the reason being is just because Julius Randle was dogging the Mavs. Julius Randle did everything well against the Mavs. He was scoring the ball literally at will. He got an okay amount of rebounds, and he got a decent number of assists. Between those things, he finished right at 32 PRAs. And it gets better because at the end, he got 32 PRAs in the first 3 quarters. In the first 3 quarters, he had 32 PRAs. And then going into the 4th quarter, he gets benched, and the only starter that's left in there is Jalen Brunson. So why Julius Randle wasn't getting any run at all in the 4th quarter, I don't know. I know that they were getting blown out. I completely understand that. But if Jalen Brunson's going to be in the game, why isn't Julius Randle in the game? Try to make a little bit of a comeback, make it a respectable loss. But instead, they just wanted to get blown out by the Mavericks, and they took Julius Randle out of the game. Definitely one of the toughest beats that I've had all year long, no doubt about it. Then we did have our added play. We had Kevin Huerter under 15.5 points here versus the Clippers at -115. This was a line on FanDuel, so I know it did change down to 13.5. If you did still take it at 13.5, you still cashed. He finished right at 12. He did just have a pretty tough matchup, and they ended up winning huge. They won huge. The Clippers really didn't stand a chance in that game. And with that being said, Kevin Huerter really didn't have too much of a reason to be scoring a lot. He did make it a little bit interesting, though, because at the end of the game, they kept him in until like 6 minutes left in the game, even though they were up by 30. So it did make it a little bit interesting, but we still ended up hitting at the end of the day. Then we had the Jazz -3.5. I don't really have too much to say about this. Anthony Simons dropped 33 points in the first half. I mean, that's a recipe for a loss there. It is what it is. Jazz, you could definitely tell that they were tired on the second leg of a back-to-back. Jordan Clarkson was really the only one that played well, and when it came down to the crunch time, Lauri Markkanen had 2 huge turnovers that really just shifted the game and let the Trailblazers kind of take over. So, it is what it is. We ended up going 1 and 2 on our day. I mean, the Julius Randle one I pretty much consider a win, and personally, I know that financially it's not gonna pay out, but I just can't believe we lost that. That was an awful beat. But without any further ado, we're gonna go ahead and dive into our 3 official plays that we do have as of today. So, our kill shot play of the day, we're going to be taking DeAndre Ayton over 28.5 points plus rebounds here versus the San Antonio Spurs at -120 odds. Now, I do like this for a couple different reasons. First one, this is a huge one. Jakob Poeltl is going to be out of the game. I mean, that is going to be taking away so much of their defensive presence there inside the paint, especially to that center position. This is a huge bounce back spot. If you look at DeAndre Ayton last game versus the Houston Rockets, he was terrible out there. He was terrible. He only had 14 points plus rebounds. I think he is due for a bounce back game here for sure. And he has hit the over in 4 straight games before last game. So it's not like he was really playing bad. It was just last game he really struggled. And in 3 of those 4 games that he did hit the over before this, he had 40 plus points plus rebounds. So it's not like he was just, barely hitting the over. He was crushing this over. So I think he can get back to that once again. I truly do. And in the Spurs in the last 7 games allow the second most points per game to opposing centers and the second most rebounds per game to opposing centers. So having Jakob Poeltl out of that lineup has hurt this Spurs roster, especially the defensive end, in so many different ways. Also, the Spurs do give up the most points per game to opposing teams just in general. So I do think that speaks a lot of volume. We see a ton of points being scored against this team. And I think it's a pretty good spot. And the Spurs, they are dead last in defensive efficiency. They are the worst defensive team in the league. They give up the most points in the entire league. And not to mention San Antonio, it's not like they're, giving up a lot of points and they're, slowing things down to try to make things work. No, they're 8th in pace. So they're top 10 in pace. They give up the most points to opposing teams. They have the worst defensive efficiency in all of basketball. They allow the second most points per game to centers, the second most rebounds per game to centers. This is a huge, way to take the over. I think it's a really good spot to lean, and especially to target. I think it's a really good spot. But I will go ahead and point out one con. This could very well be a blowout. But the reason that I do still like it is because I truly do believe DeAndre Ayton can hit this in the first 3 quarters, kind of like Julius Randle did. I think that DeAndre Ayton can actually get it done here for us. So that is going to be our first play of the day, our King's Kill Shot play of the day. DeAndre Ayton over 28.5 points plus rebounds here versus the Spurs at minus 120 odds. Now for our second play of the day, we're going to be taking Kevin Durant under 5.5 assists here versus Boston at plus 100 odds. Now, I know that this does seem a little bit sketchy, but I think that it's not because Kevin Durant can't get to the 6 assist marks, because he definitely can. But the reason that I do like this is just for the mere fact that I think that Kevin Durant is going to go ballistic in this game today. I'm just going to point that out there. I genuinely do think Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum is going to be a star-studded matchup, and I think that those two are going to be going head-to-head. I think it's going to be one of the most electric games that we've seen this year, and I hope that I'm right. But I could easily be wrong once again. But Kevin Durant is coming off of a 7-assist game here versus Toronto, and he did end up going under in 3 straight before that, so hitting this under 75% of the time in his last 4 games. And like I said, I think it's a star matchup. I think Kevin Durant's going to be shooting the ball a lot. I think Jason Tatum is going to be shooting the ball a lot. I think it's going to be a battle between those two for sure. I don't think Kevin Durant's going to be looking to pass the ball. And in the last 3 games, Boston, they do allow the 10th most points per game to opposing forwards. So with that being said, they also allow the 7th fewest assists per game to opposing forwards. So I think that it does speak a little bit of volume. I think that with these statistics here, Kevin Durant is going to be shooting it a lot more than he's going to be passing it. And I don't think that the Boston Celtics are going to be able to directly double team, just because the Nets do have Kyrie Irving on the floor. You can't take away any defensive attention away from a guy like Kyrie Irving, and they do have a lot of their shooters back. They now have Joe Harris. They have Rolls Royce, who absolutely burned me on this under the other night, and Marcus Smart is listed as out currently. So Kyrie may be able to score more, seeing that Marcus Smart is going to be out. He may want to target their opposing point guards on defense. So I think that there is a chance where Kyrie Irving does take a lot of shots in this game as well. So I do think it's a pretty good spot to target here for our second play of the day. Kevin Durant under 5.5 assists here versus Boston, plus 100 odds, a little plus value play. Now for our third and final play of the day, we're going to be taking the Pelicans. +1 here versus Denver at minus 110 odds. Now, I do like this for a couple different reasons. I will say that the first one is that the Pelicans have just been really good here recently. They have covered in 7 of their last 10 games straight up, and they've been a pretty decent home team just in general, 6-5 against the spread at home, and 2-1 as a home underdog this year. And I just think that this line should be flipped. I truly do. Denver is also 6-8 against the spread on the road this year, so they are a little bit better at home than they are on the road, and just 4-6 as a home favorite. So they haven't even hit that 500 mark when it comes to being a road favorite or just being on the road in general. and Michael Porter Jr. and Jeff Green are going to be out here for Denver. I know that it's not like a huge loss, but Michael Porter Jr. can provide you with a lot of offensive scoring, and so that may hurt them down the line versus this Pelicans team who can score the ball as well. And CJ McCollum's going to be back here for the Pelicans. This is going to be a second game back. He did have a game not too long ago, but he didn't really look great, so hopefully that was just a one-game sample, and we're going to see the real CJ McCollum back in action here today. So that's going to be our third and final play of the day. Pelicans +1 here versus Denver at -110 odds. Now, for our consensus play of the day, we are going to be taking it to the Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets game. So obviously the Boston Celtics are 3.5-point favorites. So we are going to be going from left to right. I will say at the time that I'm recording this, I still haven't heard from Seth. If he ends up giving me a pick, then I will go ahead and put it in my Twitter and stuff. But currently, he hasn't given us a pick, so he's not going to be included in it. But currently, we are all on Boston. We are all on Boston. Not only is Mitch on Boston, Brady's on Boston, and Ryan's on Boston, and I'm currently on Boston as well. So that is 4 cappers, 2-0 on Boston. So this is going to be a lock here. I really do like it, though. I think that Boston can get it done. They're just such a tremendous team. And even though I do think Kevin Durant is going to have a huge game, I just think that this Boston offense is going to be able to outscore him. So that is our consensus play of the day. Boston -3.5 here versus the Nets at -110 odds. Now, when it does come to the giveaway, we are going to be doing a parlay giveaway. So basically what that means, I'm going to be doing a parlay here. Basically, I'm going to try to get it around $4,500 to $5,000 for a total payout. But currently, at the time of recording this, we don't have a whole lot of lines up. So I am going to wait, and I'm going to post it on my Twitter. I'm going to post it in the pinned comment section. But how it's going to work, if you do want a chance to enter into the giveaway, all you have to do is you have to like the video. You have to comment whatever you want on it. It doesn't matter. You can comment like your favorite team, your favorite play of the day. You can comment when was your first ever video that you watched me on. It does not matter. Whatever you want, favorite sports team, where you live, I do not care. Whatever you want to comment down, and make sure that you guys are subbed to the channel. I will be checking that as well. So make sure that you guys are subbed. But if the parlay does hit, I'm going to be giving away $500. I'm going to be giving away $250 to 2 separate people. I'm going to be giving away $250 to each. If it doesn't hit, which odds are it probably won't, I'll still be giving away $50 to one random commenter. So make sure that if you guys do want a chance, make sure you guys do like the video, make sure you guys do comment on the video, and make sure that you guys are subbed. But that is going to be it. And I'll post that on Twitter. I'll also post that in the pinned comment section once I end up fully creating it. I just don't have any lines yet. So, and I don't want to force anything just yet. So, that is going to do it for today's video, though. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers now. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you guys are subbed. That's going to do it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.